Hello, my name is Bernard Varnaken. I was born in Latvia as a US citizen abroad, and now I live in Russia, and I'm getting married to a Russian woman.
And I'm Andy from Zimbabwe, and I am also married to a Russian woman. As we said, two foreigners married to Russian women. What is the biggest shock that you've experienced with your Russian woman? Because you're getting married soon. Are there any cultural shocks?
You know, to be honest, no culture shocks at all.
Really?
It's quite the opposite. When I was dating in America, it was more cultural shock for me over there than it is in Russia.
It's the Russian soul.
Yeah, because I was raised with traditional values, man. Yeah, my family just raised me with traditional values that, you know, you're supposed to be the man, you're supposed to pay for the date, you're supposed to buy her flowers, you're supposed to court her, open the doors, do all that great stuff that men, unfortunately, in the 21st century have forgotten to do, especially in the West. But in Russia, I also see this problem too. So I'd say it's everywhere. But anyway, my point is like, I see the traditional way of dating here way more, even though, you know, there's also some Western stuff going on here, but not as much as like in the West. In the West, it's like, you know, women would, you know, pay for the bill and the guy wouldn't do it. And it's like, and I don't know, I tried one time, you know, giving girl flowers in the US and she just freaked out. She was like, scared.
She freaked out?
Yeah, she was like,
oh my God, okay.
Whoa. She's like, whoa, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm just giving you flowers.
Don't cross my boundaries.
You know,
Yeah.
But, you know, ever since I moved back to Russia, though, it's been different. It's like, you know, it's for me, when I was starting to date Natalia, it was normal. I always gave her flowers and she loves it. And she has allowed me to be a real man. And yeah, so in that sense, there's no cultural shock. All the things that I believe in terms of like, you know, being in a relationship and just, you know, going on dates in Russia is like a lot better than what I was used to in the West. So being a gentleman in the West is a lot harder than it is in Russia because I would say there's more women here that prefer the gentleman type than the women over there. Not to be a, you know, diss on the American women or anything, but it's just, you know, there are traditional women there too, and in the West, it's just they're a lot harder to find. Is what I've noticed. They're just a lot harder to find. So for me, it's with Natalia, it's amazing, and yeah, now as you can see, I'm going to get married to her. So traditional values always work. So
I mean, for me, there have been cultural shocks, but not in the sense that I want to abandon ship. No, but I've noticed that the way that men treat women in Russia is a lot different from my country.
Yes.
Like, they're actually extremely gentlemanlike. I can give you an example. Opening doors, buying flowers, etc. If I were to buy somebody flowers back home, if I had an African wife, I'm not saying that I want an African wife. Do not twist my words. I'm very happy with my wife right now. Getting flowers would be like a very dramatic occasion. Right? I would get flowers and then it'd be like, oh my God, he got flowers. But in Russia, that's like a very common thing. You know, gifts, flowers. And another thing is PDA, personal displays of affection, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, in my country, people don't really hold hands like that or like kiss on the street. So if I kiss my wife on the street in my country, people will be so shocked, you know? So I feel like the cultural shocks for me, of course, I'm very flexible. But I noticed that Africans are a lot more closed off, not so public with the affection and stuff. So also I had to learn how to hold my wife's hand in public, believe it or not. Like my wife would be like, and I'm like, what's happening?
It came naturally.
Yeah, it came naturally for him. For me, I was just like, wait, what? So yeah, I
always dreamed of it. Yeah.
Oh, you dreamed of this? Yeah, I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
So I was basically trying to learn that, oh, okay, I'm allowed to, because my parents, I never saw my parents kiss. I never saw my parents hold hands.
Wow.
I never saw my parents show any affection towards each other. And my parents would tell me that you only show affection behind closed doors with your spouse.
Oh, man.
And I was like, oh, really? So with my wife, it's like a completely different thing. I kiss her in public. I hug her in public. I found that pretty interesting. So that was definitely a cultural shock for me, but a good one, a very, very good one. Because I think it's nice to show that you care about somebody, be proud of them, walk around on the street, enjoy their company. So Mhm.
And that's been the opposite for me. Like my parents, I always saw them show public affection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So it's the opposite. I grew up with that, and I just was like, yeah, I want this for myself too. And so with me and Natalia, that's the way it has been. And of course, in the beginning stages, it's like slowly working up, but
Yeah.
that's how it usually goes.
Yeah. I mean, now, well, the past few years, I actually see what I was missing. I'm pretty comfortable with this. I think it's nice to be proud. So yeah, for my parents, they never showed affection in the sense that affection was kind of a sign of weakness, right? But looking at it now, I think that actually showing affection is also a way of showing strength because you're secure with the person that you're with. And I've learned that here. My cultural shock is not something that I'm like, oh man, I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is actually nice. I like showing affection to the person that I love. So my parents and a lot of people in my country came from a different time. I think maybe now people are more public with their affection.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like in the middle of a generation. I'm like millennial and Gen Z. I'm right in the middle.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm both. But yeah, being in Russia sort of showed me, wow, there is a chance to show affection.
Right.
I
I could probably say the same is with the generation of Russian men too. I think that there are Russian men I've seen who are not good with expressing their emotions, and also where I lived in the West too. Like also that generation also had a hard time expressing their emotions. So, for Natalia, for her to see me express my emotions to her and being real with her and not hiding, even let's say, for example, I, am sad. I don't hide it. I want her to know how I'm doing, and I also like when she's also, showing how she's actually feeling too. So we do that, and for her, it's great because she appreciates when I'm being real with her. So like you said, it actually strengthens. It does the opposite. It actually strengthens, and it makes for Natalia, it has her want to sympathize for me and take care of me more, and also the same for me. Like I want to sympathize for her and take care of her when we share, and it's just like we work as a team that way. So
that's better. That's better. And I feel like it's like a balance. It's like I have reached a stage where I share my emotions, but of course I'm like, okay, now I've talked about it and now I want to do something about it. So I think the best thing is like expressing yourself and then also like doing something about the problem. And I think a lot of the kids nowadays get that wrong because they more of like dive into depression and they don't actually solve the actual problem. So
exactly.
Cultural shocks.
Cultural shocks.
So what is something that your Russian wife does that men in your country would find strange?
She's a vegan.
She's a vegan?
Yeah,
really?
They're vegans in Russia, my friends.
I didn't. Oh yeah, my wife is a vegan.
They don't just have borscht and drink vodka and stuff. Yeah, there are vegans, and you know what?
There are vegans here.
I also was converted to a vegan, believe it or not. And
you're a vegan?
Now I am. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, my future wife, she's a doctor, so.
So she's really concerned with what she puts in her body.
Yeah, exactly. And she specializes in like healthy medicine and like natural medicine. Like, for example, she helps me with like how much I'm supposed to like eat, so I could gain more muscle, or just the healthy way of eating. And before I didn't really have a direction of how to eat healthy, and I was praying to God, like, Lord, I just pray that my future wife is going to have these special powers in the health sphere. And guess what? My prayer was answered.
It was answered.
And I was so happy. So, she's a blessing.
Wait, so do people back, where's your hometown again?
Well, I lived in two areas. I lived in Redding, California, and Kalispell, Montana.
And not a lot of vegans there.
Well, I would say there's probably more vegans in America than there are in Russia. From my understanding, for what my future wife's telling me.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people also will get shocked to say, oh, my Russian wife is vegan. I think everybody thinks everybody's guzzling down some vodka and, I don't know, eating a steak.
Eating blini.
Eating a steak, and all of these things.
But she has made me blini one time, and they're really good.
Blini is good. For me, I think what would shock a lot of men in my country would be the fact that Russian women are actually pretty similar to African women. Traditional, love to cook, take care of the family, clean. And I think the problem for a lot of African people that have not been exposed to different types of Europeans or white people is I think that everyone is in one box.
Yeah.
So when my friends hear that my wife does the same things that African women do, they're like, oh, she's just like us. Yes, she's just like you. Because traditions are actually interlocked. Right? Like many cultural things are the same. And another thing that I think would shock people is my wife's attention to detail. She sees things, and I think a lot of Russian women have this power.
Yeah,
right?
Natalia has that too.
Like, she'll be like, okay, he was sweating the other day, and she'll put a tissue packet in my pocket. And I'll be looking in my pocket, and all of a sudden, I find a tissue. And then I message her like, hey, did you put a tissue in my pocket? She's like, yeah, because you're sweating. She did not take credit for it. She didn't tell me, hey, I put a tissue in your bag. No. She just said, yeah, I just put it there so you would find it there. So the attention to detail is crazy. You said you have similar experiences?
Yes. No, Natalia also pays attention to detail. She can, she has a very great memory. So, she even remembers details from conversations we have together. And, I'm impressed by that because I too also have the same power, but she has even a greater extent.
Oh my goodness.
Like there are times she has even a greater extent, and I'm just impressed. I'm like, wow, Natalia. But she's been in the health industry for 15 years now, and she's been taking the healthy medicines that now I'm starting on. So she's got definitely more superpowers than me, but no, she's great. And also to add to your point, now that I remembered, I think for Western men in America, it would be a culture. I think it'd be a shock for them to see that there actually traditional women actually exist, because so many of them do not exist in the West. They're being taught that it's okay to be like a man, it's okay to work like a man, it's okay to do everything that's like a man, and even dress, and it's like, and all the traditional women are gone, or well, they're there, but there's just not as many of them. And it's just the feminist movement in the West has really eaten in the minds of women and men, because it's also affecting men. They're also teaching the men to be like women too. So it's like parasites, man. They put parasites in people's brains over there.
True.
But not everyone. There are sane people, so I don't want to put everyone in this group. So
definitely. Yeah, and I also think my wife is really caring. And I think that would shock people, because I feel like there's a degree of care. Yeah. She is extremely caring. She's more of the older generation of African women. Because now I feel like, because of the influence of American media, etc., everybody wants to be a boss lady. And they're not so involved in household things. But she's extremely caring. Every single thing. Oh my God, you're sick. Let's get you a pill. Oh my God, you're sweating. She gets a tissue, she wipes. Right now, I'm sweating profusely. You might not see it on the camera. I hope you don't. But if my wife was here, she'd be there dapping my head oh my God, you're sweating. And that is so weird for people back home, for your woman to be so caring and involved.
Loving.
Yeah. Is that similar to you?
Yeah. I remember one moment where I got really sick one time. And she took care of me. She made me really sweet tea, and even gave me a nice head massage. We're very, very loving and caring. I haven't received the head massage yet. Yeah. I see the back massage, but even saying this to you guys, you're like, oh, you're living. And back massage too.
There you go. They'll probably say, you guys are going to say, you're living in paradise, but that's normal. Yeah. Russian women are extremely caring. So even
absolutely,
as if I say this to you guys right now, you're like, he's putting on. No,
you're right.
This is a normal day.
Right. He's absolutely right.
This is a normal day. And what about the stereotypes? I'm sure there were a lot of stereotypes that your friends had when you're getting, involved with the Russian woman. What stereotypes did you hear about, and were they true or not?
I would say the biggest stereotype is the housewife idea, where the woman does everything, cleans laundry, does cooking, does all sorts of stuff. Funny enough, my love Natalia, she does not like doing these things, but the cool thing about her is that whenever we have breakfast, lunch, or dinner, she, out of her own heart, makes food for me. So what's cool is she loves to do it out of her heart. Not that she necessarily loves to do it, but she does it because she cares about me.
Oh yeah,
and I think that's very cool. But the stereotype I thought of was basically you know, they all cook Russian food, this and that. But I realized my, you know, future wife, she's a vegan. So, you know, so I've been converted to veganism. And, but no, I would say the advice I'd give in terms of like, you know, having, you know, your future wife or your girlfriend, you know, cook for you is just treat her right. Just make sure you tell her that, you know, the cooking that she's made is the best and wonderful. And just make sure she sees that you love and appreciate the work that she's
That's
doing.
important.
And the more that you do that, the more she wants to, out of her heart, bless you and do that as well. And for example, I said, like, you know, the stereotypes of doing all the chores at the house. What I like to do is I like to, you know, whenever she cooks a meal for me, I like washing the dishes afterwards, so that that way she doesn't have to do all that work. That way it's like, basically, to me, it's like saying thank you to her. And so we basically like delegate to each other what we do for each other. So, you know, like, you know, who cleans the apartment, who, you know, just, yeah.
Yeah, that's really, teamwork.
Yeah, it's teamwork. Basically, the point is it's teamwork, and it's a lot better to live that way as opposed to putting all the responsibilities on one person.
Truly.
And so, and she's happy with that. Like, she, you know, she loves it because, you know, she's not had that experience before. Because before, you know, she was raised in a family where it's like, if you can't cook for your husband won't love you. And I don't believe that's true. But it is a big thing here that, you know, Russians believe that the woman should definitely know how to cook all the Russian meals almost. Not saying all of them do this, and not all of them can, because women like Natalia, for example, you know, Natalia is a doctor, and you know, before she met me, she was going to, like, you know, school for 7 years, which is difficult, and, you know, you don't have time to do all these fancy cookings and stuff. And for me, when it comes to love, it's not that she can cook for me. It's more than that. It's the fact that she's present, that she wants to be with me, that she loves me, and that she wants to spend the rest of her life with me. That's what matters. All the other stuff that's, you know, like physical tangibles is, you know, like secondary. You know, the most important thing for me is to know that you actually love me, and she does. And that's, you know, and I love her, and she feels the same. So we both are in agreement there, and that's why, you know, it's becoming to marriage. So
nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
For me, I guess the stereotype, because we grew up on Hollywood films, we used to think Russian women had this dangerous accent, like, you know, like the typical thing when people are like, oh, and nice to meet you and all this, right? And then, like, it was like this dangerous, sexy type of thing, right? And a lot of people think that Russian people are cold, like they don't have any sense of affection. And I married one, and she has way too much affection. Right?
It's the same in America, but because I grew up with a Russian mom, I didn't have these tendencies to think that way about Russian women.
Yeah, because really loving, it's just that they don't fake a lot of the emotions.
Yeah, they don't. And they're passionate. They're, you know, they're so open. They don't hide their emotions.
Exactly.
Unless they're very masculine, but other than that, you know,
truly,
that's with anybody in other countries too. So
yeah, because I feel like at least for my country, people put on this fake smile, and it's very easy for them to trick you, to bamboozle you, because people are smiling all the time.
They got the Hollywood bug from the U.S. too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because it's the same in America.
This was from the British, I think, because the British
too. They're the same. British
because
too.
I think this is a result of colonization, because we kind of have the same, like, mannerisms, etc. And our idea is like, we must smile and wave at everybody, even if we don't like them. You know, and that's like the...
I got another stereotype for you.
Yeah.
The other stereotype is that they're all Russian women are all very traditional, and I was actually a victim of this myself. I came to realize that actually no, there's a lot of feminist women in Russia as well.
They are.
But
a different type.
The only difference is they keep their feminine qualities as well, which in the West you're not going to find that, in the majority anyway, because the majority of feminist women in the West just want to throw away everything that's like related to being a woman.
Yes.
As opposed to here, the reason there are feminists here is because the upbringing can be very hard and tough in Russia, like especially with the world wars that were happening, and also with the last collapse of the Soviet Union. that really made an effect. That affected the women, and especially men.
Yeah.
Like men, they lost their jobs, they lost their work. I mean, for example, I actually, I had an uncle who died as a result of just losing his work, and I can't remember exactly the details of why he died, but he started drinking.
Oh no!
Because he lost his work, and that was after the collapse of the USSR, and just the women were forced to take the responsibilities of men because men unfortunately became weak and they started drinking as a way to cope for their loss, which is a bad thing to do, but that's why you have this generations of women here too who have these qualities of men, unfortunately, because they had to take the hard work that the men could not do.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just a problem here; it's the same problem in a lot of countries.
Truly,
so
same thing with my country too. The wars that we had.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying that stereotype is like that. All women are so traditional. No, they're not.
They're not. Each individual person has their own prerogative.
Yeah.
People are different based on their surroundings, how they were brought up. Yeah. And
even my future wife was affected by this as well, upbringing. And she also didn't have, she was also sort of like, I wouldn't call her a feminist because she always wanted to keep her femininity, but she also had to do things that were like being like a man. But today, she embraces her femininity so much, and I love it. It's like she's, set free from being, but that's because, the way I treat her, I'm being a man, I'm being, there, and it,
so you awaken something
exactly
in her,
and it helps her embrace her femininity more, and as a result she's helping me become more masculine because I think we've all had these seasons where we may have had feminine qualities, or for women masculine, so it's like as long as you can grow out of them and like just realize what your real your real stance is, like who you are. Like, for example, me, I'm a man, so I'm supposed to be a man for my future wife, and Natalia, she's supposed to be a woman, so like future, did I say it correctly? Yeah, future wife. Yeah. I just want to make sure before I didn't say future wife by accident. I meant to say like I'm going to be her future husband. So anyway, but but that's a big stereotype.
Definitely. All right, 2 more questions because we got to go soon. If your Russian wife could describe you in 1 or 2 words, how would she describe you?
Well, I asked her this question this morning, and she said to me that generous and responsible. So, I love giving her as many flowers as the time I have to give and the moment I have to give, and just surprising her, and just because she blesses me so much. Like I want to give.
It's an equal exchange.
And I love her. So I love being generous to my future wife. So, and now we're going to be soon happily married, and in 8 days. So, but
very soon.
Yeah. We're going to Zaks next Thursday. So
very soon, guys.
And also responsible because she just appreciates when I take initiative. For example, I was helping her get a new passport. She's a dual citizen like me, so she's actually a U.S. citizen as well. And, she was nervous about how to do things and this and that. And I just said, don't worry, I got you. I know how this works. I'm an American and I know how to speak with them and just, get all the paperwork done. And so we went to the embassy to get her new passport. After 10 years, I'm not renewing it. And, now she has a new U.S. passport. And so just moments like that where I took initiative, she saw it, she found it very attractive, and just many other instances in our life together. So
definitely. I think to cut it short for me, humorous and extremely ambitious, if we can add a hyphen in between them. It's about 3, but I guess I am consistently trying to achieve my goals, and I'm pretty stubborn. If I want to do something, I want to achieve something, I do it. I think you guys who watch the channel right now, you can see how consistent and how determined I am to give you guys content every week. And for me, I think that's something that my wife really supports me with, because I guess when you have a passion, the person that you're with also lives through you in a way. They support you, they're a part of you, they want to be a part of your journey. And she's been a huge part of this YouTube journey. I think I actually started the channel because of her, because during the special military operation in the beginning, a lot of Russophobia. Yeah. And I was so pissed off when people were talking about Russian people so bad. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a YouTube channel so that my wife can feel nice. Sometimes she feels down and she can open a video about Russia and it's positive, because you guys might not even find my video because they suppress everything to make sure you get one side of the story. So the fact that 1,600 of you see this video and you subscribe and you pay attention is so nice, because I can sort of give Russian people a different perspective, because the machine is not going to allow you guys to see this in every single place. You kind of have to look hard and find the initiative on your own.
Yes.
But it was so nice having you on the channel. I feel like there were so many other questions we had to ask.
Yeah.
But as we're talking about wives, I need to pick up my wife. So it was so nice to have you on the channel. Maybe
Likewise.
we'll have a part 2. And
That'd be cool.
do you have anything you want to say to them before you go?
No, just click the share button, like and subscribe to Afrolev's channel. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. And as always, we are roaring truths to preserve your pretty voice. Ciao.